Hello, twisted humans.
Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting?
Then this is the podcast for you. I'm Alecia.
And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
Hello and welcome to episode 207 of your favorite podcast. I'm still saying it's your favorite, even though Sierra's trying out different intros. To each their own. So today I have a murderless story for you, and I will be telling you about the harrowing tale of Dianna D'aiello. She was a woman whose life was shattered by a brutal attack in 1979, but it has all sorts of twists and turns. But before we get into that, Sierra, do you have a fun fact for me?
I do have a fun fact. Well, I have two. The first fun fact is it's raining really hard, apparently. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
That was thunder.
It's not Sierra's stomach, as we have concluded.
This is thundering. Honestly, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm looking out a window right here, and it's not raining at all. There are zero raindrops, but the thunder is thundering.
And the thunder rolls.
Holy and the lightning is lightninging.
So if this episode is recorded in two parts, we'll know why. Jesus.
Goodness gracious. Okay, but my other fun fact, the one that's fun.
That's actually fun.
Is about sand dollars.
Is this going to creep me out?
Maybe. No, okay. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
So sand dollars, when you see them, they're white, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's the skeleton of a sand dollar. A sand dollar is actually green and hairy, usually. I don't know, greenish, hairy, whatever color. And as soon as they get flipped over on their backs, they die. And so if you ever see a sand dollar that's alive down there, leave it the fuck alone, because it's probably going to die soon anyway. They don't have very long life expectancy. A lot of different things can flip them over on their backs, like even just the waves or sometimes other fish. If you pick up a sand dollar that is alive and don't put it back in the sand, it will die. Because again, it can't get to where it's going. So leave fucking live sand dollars alone. Is putting them in the water
not enough?
They have to be touching the sand with their little hairies.
Oh, in the water. Okay. No, I do that. I don't bury them in the sand, though.
Yeah. Okay. So nobody touch sand dollars.
Because they're very... Oh my god!
What is happening?
Oh. Are Stanley and Frank in their little home out there?
Probably. I would assume. This is the front. They're in the back. So I don't know.
Don't be scared, guys. You got this. Yeah, that would have been the perfect acoustics for a haunted episode. But they're very popular in Pacific Beach, where I usually go this coming long weekend, or I have for the last 8 years. But the little Truman Showtown, for our listeners that have been listening for a long time, there are sand dollars all over that beach. And I did know that they were white when they were dead, but I didn't know they were green. I knew about the little hairs, because sometimes you see them on the beach and they're like a grayish color, and you see all the little fuzzies. And I've even picked it up, and you can see the little fuzzies coming out of the hole in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that if they get flipped over, they die, though. That seems how have they survived evolution for so long? I have serious questions. Your natural environment is disrupting whether you live or die.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe if they're further out into the ocean.
Yeah. Hopefully I've saved a few of the fuzzy ones that I put back in the ocean. But I do have sand dollars from Pacific Beach. So
what's your fun fact?
My fun fact is short and sweet, and it is about 1979. Like I said, that's the year our case takes place, and it was that the Happy Meal was invented that year. Jesus mother.
Dude, I saw that lightning.
Is the Happy Meal that sinister weather?
Right outside of my fucking house. Yes, the Happy Meal is sinister. Hang on.
As soon as I said the Happy Meal was released, it thundered. The production
It's so
at
scary.
Sierra's side of the country is a little confused.
I'm checking the lightning strike map real quick, because holy fuck.
Well, before Sierra gets struck out here, we are going to continue on. So, this week's episode pairs well with a SoCal sangria. Today's story takes place in Southern California, which is why it pairs well. That and the state itself is known for their delicious wines. But I am working in 2 hours at the yoga studio, so I'm not drinking mine currently. It is keeping cool for me to enjoy later. But this is what you will need to make a pitcher. A bottle of California Zinfandel, 2 cups of fresh orange juice, juice of 2 limes, an orange sliced, a lime sliced, and honey to sweeten, which is completely optional. Garnish with thinly sliced orange and lime wheels, and you can add ice if you would choose, but I personally think that it's a little blasphemous to put ice inside wine, so I just tend to chill my sangria first. And if you would like to skip the booze, what did you do today, Sierra?
Okay, first let me ask, is yours about this color? Or did I do something wrong?
No, mine's purple.
Okay.
Like a purple
So
color.
I used, instead of Zinfandel, I was trying to find something that was similar to a California Zinfandel. I just saw lightning. I know that's okay, not as bad. I used a cranberry grape juice.
Yum.
And then I put cinnamon and cloves in it. I wanted to put star anise in it, but I don't have any. And a website told me to put black pepper in it, but I wasn't brave enough to do it. I didn't have oranges or limes, but I did have orange juice and lime juice. So I did the cran grape juice with orange juice and lime juice and the seasonings that I said. And since I didn't have a garnish for the oranges and limes, I actually put cherries and pineapples in it. It's really good. Frozen cherries and frozen pineapples.
There
Very
are
good.
no rules when it comes to sangria, so it sounds delicious.
It is
Did you
very
blend it?
delicious. No.
Oh, okay, I was like, it looks kind of like a smoothie when you keep holding it up, but then I'm like, oh no.
There's
It's
just
very pretty.
frozen fruit up in there.
The whole point to it is that it's supposed to like have colors of a California sunset, is what the website told me. So there you go. You got the
Yeah,
pinks
this
in
definitely
there. You're
worked.
covered.
The yellow from the pineapple, the dark purple from the cherries.
Yeah,
It works.
it works, and it's delicious and refreshing. So I will report back on social media later on how mine is when I am done this crazy day. But for now, I am just sipping on some electrolytes and some iced coffee because girls need to have like 15 beverages always.
Always.
Always. So, we are going to get right into this week's episode after this quick break. So, welcome back. On September 30th, 1979, in Riverside, California, Dianna D'aiello was 9.5 months pregnant. Yes, you heard that right. She was 2 weeks overdue and at home with her husband, Kevin Lee Green. The evening began like any other as of late for the couple, with friends visiting and the anticipation of their unborn child's arrival. They were going to be having a baby girl that they were going to name Chantal Marie. So Kevin and his friend started the evening by heading out for a quick weed run, and when they got back, the couple started a movie together. Dianna and Kevin would end up moving the TV to their bedroom to finish up the movie in bed. And it is believed that Kevin and Dianna got into a fight this evening, according to neighbors that heard shouting from their house. In the early morning hours of October 1st, 1979, though, everything would change for them. Amidst their movie night adventure, Kevin and Dianna were feeling a bit hungry, so Kevin went to the closest Jack in the Box, which was actually across the street from their apartment complex. But there was a crazy long drive-through lineup and the doors were shut for the night, so he went to the next closest, meaning that he was gone for about a 20-minute round trip while he grabbed his food. When he returned home, the back door was ajar, which he thought was strange. But when he turned and entered their bedroom, he found Dianna laying unconscious on the floor, naked, with a severe head injury, and she appeared to have a gunshot wound in her head. Panicked, he called 911. He then got the attention of one of their neighbors named Judy. He was running in and out of their back door, and she initially thought that all of this commotion was due to the arrival of their baby. But she quickly realized that it was much worse when she entered the home. In an effort to help, she flagged down the ambulance that Kevin had called because they kept missing the turn for their apartment complex, so she went out to the main street and flagged them in to help. At the hospital, doctors determined that the injury was not caused by a gunshot, but actually from blunt force trauma. The hole in her head was literally showing like parts of her brain, but
Ugh.
it wasn't from a gunshot wound.
What the hell kind of force? Oh my goodness.
Blunt object that would do that to me makes like it has to be like a hammer or like a fire poker or something
Yes, like
like
a fire poker. Oh man.
so it's horrific, and remember, she's pregnant. Tragically, Diana's placenta detached during her attack, leading to an emergency C-section, and their unborn daughter, Chantel Marie, tragically did not survive.
Oh.
Which is, like, horrible. Diana was also rushed into emergency surgery following this to stop the swelling in her brain. They were trying to delay operating on Diana to not put more stress on the baby, but after this, they did what they could to help Diana. She was left in a coma and diagnosed with amnesia and aphasia, and she was unable to recall anything around her, who she was, who her loved ones were. And she was in a coma for 10 days before she woke up. And when she did wake up, she was barely able to speak. With no memory of the assault, the investigators turned to Kevin for help. He provided a detailed description of his and Diana's day, the evening, claiming that he had left the kitchen door unlocked with the intent to return quickly. I mean, the original Jack in the Box was across the street, and his story did check out. The fast food was still warm when the paramedics arrived, and he had a receipt for it. When investigators asked if anything seemed strange or out of the ordinary when he returned home, the door being open was obvious, but he said that he also saw a black man standing next to a black van on the street, and it was a vehicle that he didn't recognize, which is why it caught his attention. Investigators conducted interviews with neighbors and tried to find any possible weapon that could have been responsible inside and outside of Kevin and Diana's home that would have been the blunt force object used in the attack. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Diana couldn't even remember who her loved ones were, like I said, and she was flooded with visitors and nurses and investigators, so I can only imagine how overwhelmed she feels. And everyone was hoping that her memory would at least return enough to identify whoever did this to her. But Kevin's response was strange, stating that he didn't. Seeing the looks on her loved ones' faces, he furthered by specifying that he didn't want her to relive the trauma. But definitely an odd response.
Okay. He said
that he hopes that she doesn't remember who attacked her.
What the fuck?
Yeah, weird. However, as Diana regained consciousness and slowly started to build her memory, she recalled fragments of the night that she was attacked. When her therapist asked who hurt her, it sounded like she was trying to say Ivan. And her mom, who was sitting in with her, thought that that was maybe her trying to say Kevin. Not wanting to assume, though, she let Diana keep trying to speak, and then she pointed to her wedding ring. She remembered an argument with Kevin over his substance use with weed and alleged that he had sexually assaulted her that evening when she was attacked. She didn't want to have sex that night. She was feeling bloated and extremely uncomfortable, and it is her right to say no. But Kevin persisted, thinking that it would help her go into labor. Also, he was probably just being a horny man, and she claimed that he struck her with metal keys when she said no, and he left shortly afterwards to get their food. Based on her testimony, neighbors' reports of fights and concerns of domestic violence in the home, and an interview with Kevin's ex-wife reporting the abuse, Kevin was arrested and charged with attempted murder and the death of their unborn child. Despite his claims that, I'm guessing it was his house keys or like their car keys or something.
How did that do that?
No, that's not what did that necessarily. That's all she remembers before he left to go get the food. And then there's this 20-minute window while he's gone.
Oh my gosh.
Based on all of this, he's arrested and charged. And despite his claims of innocence and passing a polygraph test, Kevin was convicted and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. But I just want to circle back here. Kevin and Dianna met at a bar when they were 19 and 18, respectively. At the time of the attack, Dianna was 21. Kevin was actually married at the time that they met, but things were not good for the young couple, and they were planning on separating. Abuse in the relationship between Dianna and Kevin started off slow, and when Dianna found out that she was pregnant, she convinced herself that things would change when the baby came, giving him a lot of graces until she was brutally attacked, causing them to lose the baby. So that to her was unforgivable, and rightfully so. While Kevin served his sentence, a series of similar attacks hit the Riverside area. Women were assaulted in their homes, often in the middle of the night, left bloody and brutalized. This made investigators wonder if this serial killer/attacker, dubbed the bedroom basher, might be the one really responsible. There was just something in the detective's gut that just wasn't sitting right. They're like, something is just a missing piece here. So obviously, in the early 80s, DNA advancements weren't what they are today. But in 1996, advancements in the DNA technology linked these attacks to a man in the system named Gerald Parker, a convicted serial killer, and this bedroom basher. During the interview with police, he confessed to the attack on Dianna, and DNA at the scene also confirmed that Gerald had sexually assaulted her. And I just want to advise here that Gerald is a black man, most likely the same man that Kevin saw that evening when he got home. Gerald Parker was sentenced to death for his crimes in 1999. He had raped and murdered 5 women, as well as his crimes against Dianna, and is still serving in San Quentin. And this is insane. How do you have an abusive husband who leaves for a perfect 20-minute window where this happens? Like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Every bit of evidence and every scenario points to the husband did it in this scenario.
Diane, do you have better luck now in your life? Because what the fucking fuck?
Right? With this new evidence, Kevin's conviction was overturned and he was released after serving over 16 years in prison.
Look, he was a fucking asshole anyway. Maybe he learned a lesson.
That's what I wrote in my notes. I was like, no, this doesn't mean that Kevin is a good person.
Yeah.
This is the Kevin that we do not claim. He was an abuser and he may have not hurt Dianna in this way, but he did in many others. But he also didn't deserve to serve time in prison for a crime he didn't commit. So.
But he does deserve to serve time in prison for the crimes he did commit, which usually go unserved. So I don't feel bad for him being in prison, okay? That's called karma on your part, mister.
Yeah.
Don't fucking throw keys at people.
Exactly. Looking more into Kevin's history as well and the interviews with his ex-wife reported abuses against her as well. That was part of the reason that their marriage wasn't working. But she continued to forgive Kevin again and again as well. During one period of Dianna and Kevin's relationship, she did leave for a small period of time, and during that window, she did find Kevin in bed with his ex-wife. Shortly before March of 1979, his ex-wife gave birth to a baby girl who Kevin fathered as well. So his life was already a little messy. And as we know with abusers, they tend to love bomb and they tend to reel you back in and they tend to be sweet and nice. That doesn't make cheating right. But I also just want to clarify that this woman, yes, was in a, ex relationship with him and was the other woman now with Dianna, but she suffered as well at his hands. So I just wanted to clarify all of that. And then Dianna found out that she was pregnant and was hoping that things would change when they had their baby girl.
Right.
Dianna's journey is marked by physical and emotional challenges to this day. She has difficulty with basic tasks like reading and writing due to the intense brain injury that she suffered. The abuses she suffered at Kevin's hands, as well as the forced sex, it is reasonable to conclude that Dianna came to the conclusion that she. That's not English. It's reasonable that Dianna came to the conclusion that she did. She had suffered a major head trauma. The last thing she remembers is this fight and him abusing her.
Right.
Why wouldn't she put two and two together to assume that it was him? I wanted to not blame her because she did get a lot of heavy scrutiny, and investigators got a lot of heavy scrutiny for, this being the only evidence against him, and
I am
so it's just
still not even mad that he was in prison. Like, you did deserve to go to prison. You just didn't kill or almost kill her yet.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't go to prison, you probably would have one day anyway.
That's true.
I'm not that mad that you went to jail. It's not like you were killed in jail.
It's true. Yeah. The most tragic part of this story is that Dianna continues to suffer as a result of her head injury and that they lost their baby. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But I am very glad that she survived. Her story highlights the complexities of trauma and memory and the importance of good police work to avoid wrongful convictions. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there are many resources available, and you deserve to be safe. For the most discreet option and next steps, you can reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE, which is 7233. Thank you, Sierra. I have a phone. I could have looked. Instead, I Googled safe on phone, which did not help me.
Double check because, yeah, I got it right.
Nice. That was impressive. So that is my story today. I kind of motored through that, but it was twisty and was crazy. So
I had never heard that before. So you did it. You stumped me. I was thinking it was going to be one of those stories where another girl cuts open a girl and takes the baby out.
Oh,
I hate those stories.
I try to avoid those stories as well because they upset me.
Yeah.
There are some very nasty ones out there.
There are.
I could see why you'd think that was where that was going.
Yeah.
9.5 months pregnant.
Yeah. But yeah, I stand by the fact that I don't care that Kevin went to jail. I really fucking don't. This kind of story it makes me believe in karma and not believe in karma at the same time. Because the karma for Kevin was so fucking sweet. Diane, on the other hand, what the fuck did she do to deserve this? Like, first being attacked by her husband and then immediately after being attacked by a serial killer. What the fuck? That's so fucked up.
And that's such like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's insane. And also a takeaway, lock your door. Yes, even if you're going across the street, lock your door, peeps, because you never know. If something this horrific can happen in a 20-minute time span, it's not worth it.
Especially when you're living in a apartment, though, like, especially. Because I guarantee you that man was standing out there waiting. Not specifically for Diane, but he saw somebody leave a house and was like, and noticed he didn't lock the door, walked right in. Like, people are watching you all the time. And it was
late at night. They, they started a movie and they ended up going to bed. So he's assuming that other people are probably sleeping in the house. Like, yeah, it's incredibly scary. But yeah, lock your doors, peeps. That said, if you liked this episode, please leave us 5 stars because it's the best way to help others find us. A lot of you have been leaving us ratings on Spotify, which we greatly appreciate. Yay! There is also a comment function on Spotify, so if you feel like you want to interact with us in any way, you can do that on there. But Apple listeners, you got to get on it, okay?
You got to get on it.
You got to get on it.
I have been a very determined Apple podcast listener. I can't think of the word. Like, forever.
Loyal?
Today I deleted Apple Podcasts because I'm so fucking tired of that shit, okay? They always fuck shit up. I'm tired of Apple's updates. They suck.
Wow.
I am a Spotify listener.
Wow. She's finally joined me.
Yeah.
I don't have Apple Podcasts because I don't have an Apple. And
Yeah.
it's not compatible on my phone. So if you are a podcast friend of ours, that is why I leave you 5 stars on Spotify. But the comment section on there does help as well. Increase engagement. So that is very much appreciated. I know a couple of you have commented that you just found us. Thank you for not starting on episode 1.
Yeah.
They've been like randomly in the middle, like, so like
Find
you
a
do
good
you.
topic you like.
You do
Yeah.
you. Yeah, exactly.
There's
Find
a bunch of stuff.
or a title that really confuses you that you feel like you have to listen to.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the whole purpose. But we hope that you enjoyed this. So do that. It would mean a lot to us. And friendly reminder, we've mentioned this previously, but we did mention that we are getting rid of our website. That is purely a cost savings thing on my end. That, and we can do everything for everywhere else. So if you're not a free member on Patreon, you can sign up to be a free member there and you can see updates. You can also follow us and see all of the resources and notes. And if you follow us on Instagram, you get to see all the episode photos and lots of fun little clips of me and Sierra. So go and do all of those things. It will be gone by the time this episode comes out. So if you Google us, we're still here. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. And speaking of still being here, Sierra, do you have any updates? Are you
the
safe
rain
from
is
the
raining
lightning?
so hard now. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my background. It sounds like there's a fan on outside. It's the rain.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. But before we leave, I just noticed this. Okay, I had earrings in when we started this. I took them out. Here's my drink. Okay, this is my sunset drink. Okay, this is one of my earrings. And it looks just like my drink. It's so cute.
That is very serendipitous.
Here's my other one.
Those are so cute. A little sun and a little moon. Oh, I love. Those are very pretty.
They are so cute.
How did your bedazzling book come out?
Oh my god, it was so good. Did you see my picture?
I saw.
Or the video?
I saw a video, yeah.
Okay, it's way in there, so I'm not going to go get it. I thought about it, but I'm not. I will just zoom in here on my
It's funny
photo.
That you picked sheets because I literally was going to suggest that. Because it's such a cute little, like, easy book. So.
Yeah, so I did the bedazzling. I'll show you more on Bitch and Wine if you guys want to see, but I did the bedazzling on the word sheets and then on the ghost itself. And then for the candle, she gave me a square label that I could do whatever I want with. So I cut it into the shape of a ghost and wrote sheets on it. It was so fun. Cute.
I'm glad it turned out. Does Jessie approve of your candle scents?
Not most of them. I don't usually light them, so
it's okay. I have a million candles that I can light and still somehow never get to. I think I've had this candle on my desk at least for the last 3 years, and that's how far it is. We're not very far. But I love candles, so
yeah,
I think that I would get more on top of it. It's not like I have a cat who's gonna light his tail on fire or something. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or a husband who's very picky about scents. I have very little exciting going on, which I feel like it sounds sad. It really does. I got to see my grandma. My grandma lives in Cranbrook, which is about 10 hours away from me. And I don't get to see her very often. She spends Christmas with us since my grandpa died. But she was here because she recently went through surgery. And they obviously don't have huge facilities in Cranbrook because it's such a small town. So I got to see her the last 2 afternoons, and that has been lovely. We went down to the beach and where we spread part of my grandpa's ashes and had some ice cream and hung out with him and sat in the sun. And I vented to her a lot the last couple days, and I just kind of was like, I need my grandma. So
yeah,
that's been very exciting. And I found out that she's going to be moving closer to us, which is also very exciting, about 5 hours away.
That is exciting.
Yes. So her and her sister are going to go in together and buy a place and move in together. So I think that'll be really cute. And I'm excited about that. So I did try and tell my grandma yesterday as a joke that we need to marry her off rich. Now is her time, but she's like, I already was married, and her and my grandpa were just so in love. So I don't think, yeah. So, anyways, it was cute. I was like, we gotta get you a nice man now with some money. Treat ya. You've worked hard for so long. Yeah, that was exciting, and I am going to be working part-time at the yoga studio that I have been going to for 9 years, so that's also exciting. I'm very appreciative to the owner. She kind of overheard my situation and was like, hey, I actually need somebody part-time. Do you want it? So that's great. So that's what I'm doing this evening, and then I'll be enjoying my sangria responsibly. And we will see you guys next week for Sierra's episode. I'm not sure what she's got cooked up for us.
I think it is also murderless.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we will see you then. And in the meantime,
Keep it twisted.
Twisted and Uncorked is hosted and produced by Sierra Zorn and Alecia Watson. If you like the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you are listening now. It really is the best way to spread the word. You can check out all things Twisted on our website, twistedanduncorked.com, and we will see you next Tuesday for a brand new episode.